So now we will proceed further from our last session, and in the levels of prevention we will add modes of intervention. The two are together, but we have separated for understanding point of view, and I am sure that you are now confident of levels of prevention. Unless and until you are confident there, don't try to learn or attend this session. First be confident in that part, what are the levels of prevention, and then what are its strategies in each level, and then we will add modes of intervention in levels of prevention. So we are well aware now that there are 4 levels of prevention: primordial, primary, secondary and tertiary. Primordial doesn't have any subgroups under it, so primordial is, we can say, period. The primary has got 2 subgroups in it, or 2 modes of intervention under it. These are health promotion and specific protection. So health promotion and specific protection are both undertaken prior to occurrence of disease or prior to start of disease, so that the disease does not occur. That is the definition of primary prevention. So it stands for both of these. Health promotion are activities which are more general in nature, and for our understanding, they are the activities which will prevent more than one group of diseases. Group of diseases means when I exercise, that is part of lifestyle modification. I modify my lifestyles and I start exercising. Then my mental health improves, my joint pains improves, my low backache improves, my coronary disease gets delayed, my obesity, my hypertension, my diabetes. So multiple diseases or groups of diseases. So that is health promotion. Health promotion we have got 4 strategies under it discussed in our book. So at least we should be very sure of them. One is health education. Health education we are using in primordial prevention also. Health promotion, health education is useful in secondary prevention also. Health education will be useful in tertiary prevention also. It is not that health education is localized to, but one of the strategies in health promotion is health education. The second is lifestyle modifications. The third is nutritional department or nutritional measures. And nutritional measures here are broad in nature. They are not specific to a nutrient. For example, balanced diet, prudent diet, these type of subjects which improve my overall health, helps in prevention of non-communicable diseases, increases immunity and hence prevents communicable diseases. So these type of things, they are more general in nature. And fourth is environmental modifications, which always includes water and proper disposal of wastewater, air, noise, thermal effects, and we know that. Our chapter on occupational health, environmental health. The second is specific protection. Specific protection, as the name indicates, is specific in nature. It prevents only one disease or one group of disease. So immunization is the best example. It prevents, immunization against measles prevents measles, no other disease. Specific nutrients like iodine, taking iodized salt prevents iodine deficiency. So it is a specific protection. Similarly, chemoprophylaxis is specific to a disease. So these are another example, which is a good example. Use of condom prevents one group of diseases, that is sexually transmitted diseases. So it should be preferably categorized as specific protection and not under health promotion. The next level of prevention is early diagnosis and treatment, that is secondary prevention, and there is no subgroups under it. Next is tertiary prevention. It has got 2 subgroups under it. which are important slightly in detail. We can get specific notes on each of these. The first one is disability limitation, and second one is rehabilitation. So disability limitation, as the name indicates, we want to limit the disability, and we can add limit the mortality. So both disability and mortality. 4 phases or stages are there in this concept of disability limitation. They are in a specific order, and that order is also asked in NEET, as well as we must remember in our theory examination. That order is disease, impairment, disability, and handicap. This order you must remember. So I will repeat: disease, or in place of disease can be injury. So disease, oblique injury. The second is impairment. The third is disability, and fourth is handicap. So we will do the example which is given in BARC. Let us say I meet with an accident. So accident, injury is my first. My loss of foot, let us say I lose my right foot. So that is my impairment. Impairment is defined as loss of anatomical or physiological functions, anatomical structures, physiological functions. The third is disability. Now disability is an activity which I now cannot do, which I otherwise were doing. For example, if I have lost my foot, I am unable to walk. So that is my disability. And handicap is because of this disability what social, occupational, economic problems I face. So let us say I was a good player of football, I was captain of a football, or I was professional footballer, but now I cannot play football. So that becomes my handicap. Earlier I was a cop, but now the police department says, sir, you cannot chase thieves, so we do not need you, or you cannot do the cop job. So the loss of job, loss of my economic, that is my handicap. So these 4 must be understood very well by you, because firstly they may ask what is the order. So order we know: disease, impairment, disability, and handicap. And secondly, they may give an example. They may give an example that let us say after my myocardial infarction, my ventricular functions or ejection fraction has gone down. This is what? So my CAD or myocardial infarction was the disease. Loss of heart functions is my impairment. Now I cannot run, that is my disability. And now I lose my job as a sprinter, so that is my handicap. Or I cannot go to my job because the job is on the 3rd floor and there is no lift and I cannot go up the stairs. So that becomes losing my job becomes my handicap, because it is a economic handicap, vocational handicap. It is maybe a social handicap. Social handicap in a disease may be I was getting married, but after leprosy, my wife, the fiancé says, no, you will not, I cannot, but that becomes a handicap. We have to understand these things. The second part of tertiary prevention is rehabilitation. Rehabilitation means a disabled person, we want to bring him back. So rehabilitation stands for we want to bring him back. So I have got this problem. Let us take the example of leprosy only. I got leprosy. So because of that disease, I got into various type of problems. I was socially boycotted by the society. The society said, no, you are suffering from leprosy, so you can't stay with us in the community, so you please go out and stay in the leper colony. So that is my social problem. It can be a physical problem. Because of leprosy, I developed contractures in my hand, so I now cannot hold things in my hand. So that becomes my physical problems. I became depressed because of these problems. I have suffered from leprosy, and I say, God, why you have given me leprosy and why not give it to my neighbor? So that I go into depression. That is my psychological problem. And then finally I lose my job. So that becomes my vocational problem. So bringing back into these four domains, back to normal or as close to normal as feasible or possible. So rehabilitation is nothing but bringing back the functions. And it is done under four headings. Medical rehabilitation, which is you do a surgery on my clawed hand and you restore some power and in it and some mobility and flexibility so that I can hold things now. I can hold a cup of tea, I can comb my hairs and I can hold many things in my right hand now because some flexibility and contractures have been removed. The second is psychological rehabilitation. You try to treat my depression. The third is social rehabilitation. You tell the society that this person was suffering from leprosy, but now he is cured. He will not spread the leprosy. He cannot spread the leprosy. He is as good as you are. So you have to accept him back. And once we educate, that is social rehabilitation. And fourth is vocational rehabilitation. Now I cannot do the work of a typist, but you give me a job, in the same company gives me a job, okay, now you cannot do the typist, but you can do a job of a lift operator. So that is, they train me for lift operator and I start doing lift operator job. So that is my vocational rehabilitation. So for rehabilitation, I recommend that always use the example of leprosy, because leprosy gives us very easy understanding of all four. It requires physical rehabilitation, it requires psychological rehabilitation, it requires social rehabilitation because there is a stigma attached with leprosy, and it requires vocational rehabilitation. So if we use the example of leprosy, we can discuss our answer well. So I will stop here. Next time will be my topic on a natural history of disease, a small topic, about 5 minutes, and we will by that we will almost come to end of the chapter number 2, except for one topic which is a long topic and which is a very important topic, that is community diagnosis. So next time we will go to natural history of disease. Thank you.